Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show. Yes, we are live each week as we are each week from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show, talking sports of all sorts, getting you caught up on what's going on in there. Yes, indeed. There was a hell of a lot of sports going on. Back from my mini vacation, I'm back from the vacation down in Louisiana. Hey, 80 plus 78, 82, 84 degrees, 88% humidity. Man, I'm telling you, it was hard coming back. J-GILLZ, good morning. It was hard coming back. We broadcasting live from the
Advantage Federal Credit Union. Yes,
Good
sir.
morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning to the Real Deal Sports Show. You already know, man, this culminating the football season with the Eagles coming out on top. What a great week. What a great game it was. Radman, you was going for quite a while, man, enjoying the 80-degree weather down in the swampland, man.
Yeah, it doesn't get, oh man, that crawfish and everything, man. Oh man, went to the Brothers Morrow's, Morrows, Morrow's Family Restaurant. Stop in and check those brothers out. His mom, a certified chef, got her cooking skills and her degrees and so forth, and she cooking up a storm at Morrow's. Matter of fact, they have 7 restaurants now. Oh, wow. Since that first one, since I was there in 2019, they done added 6 more restaurants. Since I said, wow, I haven't been in this one since 2019. I said, I remember coming through here, but wow. Now they have 7 locations, including the steakhouse downtown, Morrow's Steakhouse in the heart of downtown New Orleans, Louisiana. Keep in mind, that's like Miss Ruth Christie and, those other high-end. It's a high-end steakhouse. It's the Morrow's Steakhouse. But the other Morrow's restaurants, check all 7 of them out. They come on our nightclub, the whole 9 yards. I had a great time down there, J-GILLZ. As you know, when you were there, the weather was great.
Weather was good. The food was amazing. Time well spent. Obviously, just an excellent game as well. I don't think anybody saw that coming. That beatdown that came from the Philadelphia Eagles to the Kansas City Chiefs, and we got a lot of people to blame. Personally, I don't think Patrick Mahomes is one of them.
No.
We look at the line of Andy Reid in that game plan. I think he only ran the ball twice in the first half. Just terrible in that first 14 drives, just terrible coaching. If you look at the offensive line, Joe Thuney, I don't understand how you had him on the left tackle. I'm putting Joe Thuney inside, and I'm helping out that interior with that run game personally. So I mean, Mahomes was just unfortunate to lose so bad. The GOAT conversation is in question, obviously, and it's a lot to talk about, right, man? It's a lot to talk about when it comes to these games.
Yes, indeed, because I thought the Eagles from the first series, I said, wow, the Eagles coming out, they putting pressure early on. I said, see, they trying to beat them up front. Jalen Carter, man, they had to double team him. They had a hell of a lot of trouble trying to cover him, and Jordan Davis started coming loose on his, and then then the edge rushers started coming. Man, and you can see their game plan was to beat up the offensive line, force them into becoming one-dimensional, into a passing game. Pacheco, he's still, he's not himself coming off that broken leg. He didn't have no burst whatsoever coming out of the backfield. Kareem Hunt tried to do something, but it just wasn't no space for him to run. And for them to have only 49 rushing yards the entire game, that's unbelievable. 49 rushing yards they had. In the first half, they only had 24 rushing yards with 1 first down for the entire first half of that game. There was a lot of 3 and outs. And it just seemed in the crowd that you could just feel that Kansas City get ready to get going. Once they get going, everybody, especially when it was 10-0, 10-0, then it got to be 17. People were like, man, when are you guys going to wake up, man? What's going on? Then it got 24. Oh, man, it was a hush. I ain't see, man, no red. I ain't see red jump. I said, wow, look at that red over there. All that sea of red just sitting down here in the Superdome, not moving, not making a movement or anything, man. They were like, wow. I think they were stunned as well as the nation how poorly Kansas City performed in this contest. And it definitely wasn't the quarterback's fault. He just didn't have Patrick Mahomes just didn't have time to breathe, man. He was just running for his life, trying to get. And I thought Andy Reid was to blame on this one. I asked some of the players, and we'll hear some of the comments coming up. I asked the player, well, did you guys consider going to draw plays? I even asked, somebody beat me to that question when Andy Reid came to the podium, and Andy Reid was like a walrus, man. No, he just gave one-word answers. I said, oh, you're going to act like this after you lose, huh? Give a lot of one-word answers. because everybody know it was on him. You didn't try no draw plays, no screens to try to relieve the pressure that the Eagles were putting on your offensive line. I mean, just have them come in, dump the ball to Kareem Hunt, get the lineman out there to block and try to beat them on some screens and some draw plays. He just did what man. He act like it looked like Sean McDermott was coaching the team, man. Trying to put it all on Patrick Mahomes' hands, man. I mean, Patrick Mahomes don't, like Dermott and them do with Josh Allen, put it all on him. And they tried to put it on Mahomes. And then the next thing you know, it was 34-0, and it was game, set, match. They eased up a little bit, and Worley started getting open. Thank you so much for letting Worley get open. They did cover. Remember I told you last week, take the over. I hope you took the 48.5 points like the Rad Man did. Rad Man came back and collected some money when he got back home. Some good extra cash. always good to know you're going to have money when you get back home coming to you after taking that 48.5. Man, with the Chiefs, for some reason, I don't want – every time the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I come home to some money. So
ain't nothing that's how it's supposed to be.
Nothing bad with that. I didn't take either team for the win because I knew it was 1.5 points, 1.5 favorite for the KC. I didn't mess with that because I said, nah, my short thing was the over. So I hope you guys followed the Rad Man on that one, took the over, and got your money right with that win, with it going over. They had a penalty. They tried to tease us with it. They called a penalty on the touchdown, brought it back. Thank goodness they came back and got that. Then they really came back and got a second touchdown, KC, to really put it into the 60s. So we were cool. We were more than happy and relieved. And where we were sitting at had nothing but Philly fans. So I was up cheering for the team. I said, hey, Philly fans, no. Hey, man, this is for the over, man. He said, oh, you had the 48.5? I said, no, I had 49.5, sir. No, I had 49. He said, oh. He said, all right, man, we'll give you that TD, man. All right. I was in a sea of green behind me, man. They were rough from the opening, before the opening kickoff, man. They were Philly fans, something else. But did you think that the Eagles' game plan was that strong that they would just dominate like this?
Man, I had to give credit to Vic Fangio. Brad, man, Vic Fangio was the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins last year. So I got to see his scheme, his game plan, what he can do. But he definitely didn't have that personnel that he had over there. You talked about it, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, both of those defensive tackles. I mean, massive, massive guys on the defensive line. They both commanded double team. And then you look at those edge rushers that they had, even the linebackers, N'Kobe Dean, who we interviewed his mom right on Radio Row. She told you she told you that they was gonna have a little something lined up for Kansas City. She wasn't playing with that. But when you just look at it, ultimately it did come down to coaching. As you talked about, I don't understand how Andy Reid can call a game like that. The Kansas City Chiefs throughout this whole season, they've been a physical team. They weren't going to out physical the Philadelphia Eagles on that day, and I think that's what it boiled down to. But he got exposed last night. Andy Reid got exposed last night, and it's unfortunate because history could have been made. But ultimately, it comes down to the decision that was made on the field, and you got to give credit to Vic Fangio and that defense because they set the tone. Jalen Hurts and the offense, they did what they had to do, but the defense definitely set the tone when you look at those key interceptions, pick sixes at that, putting points up on the defensive side, and Cooper DeJean and the linebacker there. So they were just in position. They brought the pressure. There was no need for Mahomes to drop back and pass so many times. They just had to try and keep a consistent run game. But once it started getting 17 zip, it was over. Andy Reid had his cards called, and it didn't boil down for him.
Absolutely. Ernesto Walker said there's a lot of bruised egos in KC. Now guys talking about retirement, man. Now all of a sudden retirement creeping into the syndrome. Because, Kelsey played a long time. He sees his brother out making money on endorsements and not getting beat up as a center for the Eagles any longer. And, I think Travis Kelsey might be on his way to retirement as well. Whenever you start talking about retirement, that usually means retirement is imminent. Because you usually don't start, when you start talking about that, that usually means that you're ready to You usually don't play your best ball when you come back. And I didn't think he played bad at all. I thought he had a pretty good season. No, the receivers couldn't get open because the quarterback didn't have time to allow them to get open. The Eagles didn't allow the receivers a chance to get open because of the pass rush and forced Mahomes off his spot. To me, it wasn't the receiver's fault. It's just one of those things. They got to get their line together. Rick Tony, check it in as well. Rick Tony, right? Hey, good morning to you as well, Rick Tony. Ernesto Walker, good question there. Anybody else on the line there? Feel free to on the like and subscribe to the show on Facebook. YouTube, like and subscribe as well, please. And thank you for the new subscribers. A lot of new subscribers since we've been down there in Louisiana last week. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to the show. Internet Passport has joined us as well. Like the video, share the stream, and subscribe to the channel. Yes, indeed. Before we go into the interviews, what did you like best about last week in Louisiana? What was your favorite moments of some of the interviews? And you can check all these out on YouTube. Go to YouTube, click on live or the post, and you'll see these interviews from a great, not only on Radio Row, but Soulful Celebration and a lot of the events around town that we took in during the week down in New Orleans, Louisiana. J-GILLZ, your favorite moments of the week?
Man, well, I'll say some of my favorite interviews was the Soulful Celebration. But interviewing Roxy Diaz and Bill Bellamy, the host of the Soulful Celebration, I thought that was pretty good. I thought we did an excellent job with that. They brought a lot of character to the show. But then all the interviews that was done on the red carpet at the Soulful Celebration from gospel legends like Yolanda Adams, R&B singers like Dawn Richard, obviously Jonathan McReynolds, gospel singer. So it was good. It was really good. That's always my favorite celebration during Super Bowl week is the Soulful Celebration, formerly Gospel Celebration, where we could just talk about faith and sports, and you get a good entertainment show. I know you got a chance to interview Jaden Daniels as well. It's a very unique environment where we're just coming together in camaraderie, in fellowship in Christ. So the Soulful Celebration is always a fan favorite of J-GILLZ, and I really appreciate the invite every year.
Oh, isn't it always that's always a great event. The Lee Steinberg event was great as well. Seeing the people we interviewed during the week. Miss Terry Hines, the vice president of Fox Sports Productions. She was there. Got a chance to really talk with her a little bit. And at that Lee Steinberg event. And also there were several other celebrities and guests. Brandon Jackson, he was there as well. We interviewed him earlier in the week. He remembered the rap. He said, "Oh, yeah, I remember you, man. Hey, you the guy with the shit." He was talking stuff there at the event held there at the Jazz Museum. If you're going to New Orleans, get a chance to stop over at the Jazz Museum. The Jazz Museum has got a wealth of information on the history of jazz music. They got a whole room dedicated to Satchmo, Louis Armstrong, and some of the other legendary people that I hadn't heard of. Mr. Baker, Baker, another jazz legend. People that set the stepping stone of the jazz music and got jazz music started. It's great there at that event, as well as the World War II Museum. We were over there for the Taste of the NFL at World War II Museum. A lot of great history in there. The Tuskegee Airmen. I got a chance to get in and walk through that section of the museum over there. Check out the Tuskegee Airmen exhibit at the World War II Museum. We were there as well. Very, very, both those two places are two places to see. Of course, the French Market is right across the street from the Jazz Museum. Stop in and give the brothers and sisters some love with all the businesses. It's almost like our public market here in Rochester, over here on Goodman Street, downtown Rochester at the public market. They call it the Frenchman Market, right on Frenchman Street in New Orleans, Louisiana. Check out the open air market. Got all kinds of clothing and the whole 9 yards to pick up over there. I mean, it was just a great week, excellent week. They rolled out the red carpet to us right there all week long on Radio Row. Plenty great hospitality all week long, and that's what New Orleans is known for, their hospitality. So anybody looking for a vacation spot, I would recommend New Orleans, Louisiana as a vacation spot.
Most definitely. And I also want to shout out another guest of ours we had on the show, Nikki Gathers, the CEO and founder of Elevate Talent Agency. You just never know who you can interview, Radman, because we interviewed him, and then next thing you know, I see him in the booth with my man's Michael Rubin.
Oh,
So I
really?
mean, he's out there holding the Lombardi Trophy after the game. So you just never know the impact that you can have on people that we interview and on his social medias. We were the only interview that he highlighted. So you could tell that he really enjoyed our hospitality that we had at the table 127, where we had the lights, the camera, the action, led by On Stage Plus Television. So we definitely came through professional. And that's the type of experience that you never know who's watching.
And you funny you mentioned Nikki Gathers because he's one of the people that sent a thank you. He sent a thank you note too, thanking us for having him on the show. He's really appreciative. So I'm glad you mentioned him because when people send you a thank you note, that even means even much more that they really respect what you're doing and appreciate the time and effort. So we definitely thank him for coming on Real Deal Sports Show. And remember, you can like and subscribe to the show. Check it out on YouTube. You get to see all of the interviews. You can scroll through them. You can skip through some. Check out ones you like. The Bill Bellamy Diaz one was outstanding. Rob Parker came on from the Odd Couple. Our top favorite USA Today journalist, Jared Bell, came on usually with his thing and gave us a lot of insight into the MVP. Listen to what Rob Parker had to say about the MVP, how that was picked. You definitely enjoyed what Rob Parker had to say about that. So definitely check that out all on YouTube. But what we're going to do next is go to the interviews. We'll go to the winning team podiums first. Let's hear what A.J. Brown had to say about his quarterback, Jalen Hurts, and his leadership skills in getting them to to Super Bowl champions.
He's in control, and he made checks, and he threw dimes, and he just gave us opportunities, and when we recovered a little bit, and we took our run. He used the legs. So,
what can you say?
The city needed this one, and we did it for you. We did it for you. I know a tragedy just happened. My heart goes out to the ones that lost their lives. And, I'll be making a special appearance to someone really special soon when I get back. With some hardware, and I most definitely did. And I basically changed my entire routine coming up into this week. I didn't even care about what I had on for the game. It wasn't important. None of it was important. I just try to stay focused and just lock in and make sure that green confetti was falling at the end. Just staying locked in, not showing emotion.
Can you talk about the impact that
What's being in the game bigger 2 years ago? Did they feel that helped a lot of the guys to be better prepared for to start off?
For sure. We knew what to do. And we've been here before. We had that sour taste in our mouth, but you learn what's important. During this week. This is cool. The media, the family, all that stuff is cool, but we're here to play the game. We're here to play the game and make sure that green confetti fall at the end. So whatever you have to do is prepare. Make sure you lock in. This wasn't a vacation.
Right.
We were serious, and it showed.
What's your touch on?
Absolutely, it showed, J-GILLZ. And that interview was brought to you by award-winning Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Health, and Life Insurance, 1038 Lyle Avenue or 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Give her a call. Area code, if you're outside the area code 585-360-0094. She can help you with your auto, home, health, and life insurance. If she saved your Redney family a hell of a lot of money, I guarantee she'll save you and your family a hell of a lot of money as well. J-GILLZ, I hope you check her out. I hope you took our advice, J-GILLZ, and gave her a call about your upcoming auto insurance there with the new vehicle on the road, man. I hope you gave her a chance.
Most definitely. And we got a shout out, as Julian said in the chat, shout out LSU's finest, Chelsea Chisholm, up and coming award-winning sports journalist. She did a beautiful, amazing job as well on the radio role. And we did interview Michael Blackson as well, and that was a hilarious one. Definitely check out Michael Blackson interview on the Real Deal Sports Show YouTube channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, because that was a classic.
Was he the comedian? Which one was? Who was Michael Blackson?
He was towards the tail end, dark dude, and when he welcomed him, he said, "What up, Marasaka?" My man's at the
Oh yeah, that cat. Okay.
Yeah, Michael Blackson. It was hilarious. Definitely check him out.
Right.
That was a good
comedian, actor, and so forth. Yeah, check him out. There was a lot already going on Radio Row. I'm glad you brought up Chelsea too. Chelsea did an outstanding job with us. The intern from LSU. The Fanatic recommended her to us, and she did a fine job helping us out, and also getting some of that talent that came on that ended up coming on the show to be interviewed as well. Shout out Chelsea Chisholm for being a part of the Real Deal Sports team down in New Orleans, Louisiana, and good luck on upcoming graduating this spring from LSU as well. Future journalist in the making for sure, J-GILLZ. Hey, let's hear what Josh Sweat had to say about this. He gave me a quick little sound bite. Josh Sweat, edge rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Was there something you saw in there, how you exploited their offensive line and was able to really just cave it in and get to Mahomes, get him off his spot almost the entire game?
Like I said, we just prepare for every game the same. I mean, we just all played our areas, and whoever made the play, made the play. We didn't do anything different.
Yeah, a man, a few words there. Josh Sweat, a man, a few words. His segment was brought by Rock Pawnbrokers, 559 State Street, 585-262-9920. Remember, deal or no deal. Go over there and check them out. Wearables. Wear Away. Check out his brand new Wear Away program. Very interesting program. Go over there and ask the fine staff over there at Rock Pawnbrokers about the brand new Wear Away program at Rock Pawnbrokers, 559 State Street, 585 area code 262-9920. Check them out about the Wear Away program. Speaking of Wear Away, man, edge rusher, he took care. Man, Josh Sweat. Now, what do you think of his performance? He was a little bit humble. And as you can see, a man, a few words during the post-game interviews.
Yeah, he was definitely a difference maker. He was a difference maker on our defensive line. Just being able to get that pressure, one-on-one. Joe Thuney, he demolished Joe Thuney really throughout the game. It was bad. He had Joe Thuney running into Patrick Mahomes on several plays, and it was just Thuney couldn't handle him one-on-one. So the fact that he was able to get the pressure like that, and then he made it easy for everybody else. He made it easy for the DBs. He made it easy for the linebackers to just drop back and really cover and really, just make it real tough for Mahomes. So to me, Jalen played great, but it's a couple of players who I feel like could have got the Super Bowl MVP, and he's definitely one of them.
Yes, indeed. And another thing, Trey Smith, number 65. I'm looking over my flip chart right now. Trey Smith, I made a note when it happened. This guy actually tackled Josh Sweat about 3 times. He got called 2 times, and the referee the 3rd time, he just said, "The hell with it. I ain't even going to call this one." Man, they already got him. They got the quarterback wrapped up. I had no need to call. I mean, Trey Smith should be embarrassed about his performance as an offensive tackle. I mean, he just literally he grabbed him by his leg. He tackled him like he was a running back. He tackled Josh Sweat, the edge rusher, who he was supposed to be blocking.
Right.
I could not believe. I had to circle it. I said, man, second quarter, third, I got it down here when it took place. Trey Smith, man, that was an embarrassing performance. I hope your family didn't have to see you perform in such a horrible manner like that. I mean, he physically tackled the man like he was he grabbed him, wrapped him up nice too around the legs, and just brought him down, man.
They had to do something.
It was a bad day for Trey Smith, Joe Thuney. All of that entire line was horrible out there on the offensive side of the ball for the Kansas City Chiefs. So that was horrible display. But let's go over to the defensive side. And before we go defense, we'll go to the offense. Let's hear what Xavier Worthy, Kansas City's wide receiver, who ended up showing out when Mahomes did have time to throw. He made some excellent plays, catches. A guy that I thought the Buffalo Bills should have drafted when they had the opportunity to draft him. Let's hear what Xavier Worthy had to say about the loss, the play of the Kansas City Chiefs offensive unit.
For it to come in a game like tonight when you guys don't come through, is it a bit bittersweet, or how do you describe it?
Man, it's happened in the 60-minute game. Man. As long as it happened, I mean, just going out there and putting my best foot forward. No matter the score, just going out there and the score is blank at the end of the day. Just go out there and just keep trying to put my best foot forward. I got to give all credit to my guys in the room, even Trav and Pat for believing me, just putting the balls up there and throwing them to help me and provide, just trust me to go out there and make the play. Well, because I'm out of words right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's just to build on next season, to get better, use this as motivation. Come harder next year.
Having some draw plays or screen something to slow them down, slow that pass rush down.
I don't know.
You didn't know about that. Yeah, as you can see, he didn't know about the draw of the screen passes, man. That was Jared Bell, friend of the show, Jared Bell from the award-winning Jared Bell from USA Today, the Bill Nunn Award winner, who asked that question of Xavier Worthy, the first question that about the bittersweetness of playing there and having a chance for the three-peat. What's your comments on Xavier Worthy's play, J-GILLZ?
It was a little lackluster. I mean, I know he had the 8 catches over 100 yards, a couple touchdowns, and 1 or 2 touchdowns, but it was a bit lackluster just to see exactly where it came from. I think that the Chiefs need a receiver. You know, I look at their offense, and Xavier Worthy, he can definitely be a piece. But moving forward, I do believe the Chiefs are going to need a true number 1 receiver. They couldn't find that in DeAndre Hopkins, who's lost a step. You know, obviously Rashee Rice being out for the season hurt them a lot. That's their number 1 receiver.
People forget that. He's been out for the entire season.
He was done, and that was the darling of last year's Super Bowl, or 2 years when they faced the Eagles the first time. And I just think that when you look at that offense, Xavier Worthy isn't the answer. He had a great game. He's going to be a decent number 2 receiver, maybe number 3 receiver. But they're going to need some help. Whether it can be a Devontae Adams, whether they might even trade for a guy like Tyreek Hill, potentially. But they're going to need some help.
Everybody went out of Miami all of a sudden, but that's a whole nother. We'll get to that later in the week.
I don't know about everybody.
A lot of people went out of your Dolphin land, man.
I ain't heard that one.
Tariq and them went ready to roll. But here's a friend of the show that always comes on and is a real class act. Let's hear what Justin Reed, safety for the Kansas City Chiefs, had to say about his defensive unit's performance.
Justin, what do you say about your overall defense? Where you guys really stopped the run most of the game. You guys never gave up, especially 98. Wharton, man, he really played a hell of a game defensively. What would you say about your overall defense?
Just so proud of all the guys, man. I mean, that's the spirit of who we are. Fight to the end, doesn't matter what the score is, doesn't matter if we're up by 30, down by 30, doesn't matter. Guys want to go out there and play their hearts out, man. The only thing is just, it sucks to come up short in the last game of the year. But still proud of the journey that what we were able to accomplish the last 3 years. And playing for Coach Spagnuolo is one hell of a coach. It's been an honor and a privilege to play for him and be a part of this defense. And
like you said, now with a game like this, it means even more those last 2 wins, showing how tough it is to be a champion.
Yeah. I mean, guys are just gritty. I mean, we got everybody's best punch every game of the year. And we were able to respond to most of them. And again, it's so tough to win a Super Bowl, let alone 2, let alone go for 3. You're the biggest target on your back. But the Eagles played, again, one hell of a football game, and they executed well. They were able to make some plays, and we just didn't respond quick enough.
Absolutely. And that was Justin Reed, safety for the Kansas City Chiefs. And his segment was brought to you by MJ Dispensary, located in the Genesee Regional Market, 900 Jefferson Road, Suite 902. They're open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday through Saturday. And then on Sundays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're the first legal cannabis dispensary in the region, and including the Finger Lakes region here, y'all. So check MJ, the friend of the show, sponsor the show. We appreciate MJ Dispensary, some of the finest cannabis products available to you. Check out MJ Dispensary, located in the Genesee Regional Market, 900 Jefferson Road. J-GILLZ, if Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane don't have Justin Reed on their radar, he also said, which I didn't record the part, but he did also say during his when someone else asked him a question, he felt this probably will be his last game in Kansas City because he's going to be able to become a free agent and test the market out this offseason after playing 8 years. He's played 8 years And well, altogether 8 years. He was in Houston with the Houston Texans, and then he came over to Kansas City. And now he's going to get a chance. He said he's going to try the free agency market he's feeling. And I think the Buffalo Bills should be knocking on his door, as well as Justin Simmons from the Atlanta Falcons. Man, I'll snatch those two guys up and make them my starting safeties next year. Pay what I got to pay to get those guys. Your opinion, J-GILLZ?
Man, I think that's a great idea, but when I look at that, the safety market last year was really, really tough. Nobody wanted to pay any of those veteran safeties. We saw that from, we saw that all the way down the line. We looked at Justin Simmons. We looked at a lot of those key safeties last year. Nobody wanted to pay them. And then when you look at the safeties that they have this year, whether it's Javon Holland, who's due for a payday, he's much younger. He's going to cost money, but I'm telling you right now, Justin Reed's probably going to want the same money that my man is getting from the Dolphins. So, and then you look at the draft, a guy like Malachi Starks out of Georgia. He's a great safety. Right now his range is from anywhere from 10 to 20, depending on who wants to pay that premium first round pick on the safety. But if the Bills end up with a guy like Malachi Starks, oh my goodness. So it's a lot of different options. It just depends on how they want to use that money financially, because as we saw last year, a lot of these veteran safeties, they're going to want to get paid, and I'm not sure if there's many teams that are going to want to pay them. So his market may be dwindled already, but maybe the Bills will spend a little bit more on a guy like Justin Reed, who's a proven champion and veteran. But we'll have to see. But safety is of the utmost concern for the Buffalo Bills. Safeties and definitely an elite player on that defensive line. Right now, you've got some good players on the defensive line, but we need some. You guys need some elite players on the
Bigger.
defensive
The
line.
Bills need some bigger elite guys. They got to get bigger. Ed Oliver's excellent, but he's small in size compared to what most man. If you watch look at that Eagle line,
you ain't gonna find Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter everywhere now. You got to draft those guys. You got to draft those guys. And another guy we want to highlight too. I had a chance to interview him on opening night. Darian Kennard, the defensive tackle out of Kentucky. This is his third season in the league, man, and this is his third Super Bowl. He started in the Chiefs twice, and then he went to the Eagles. And he's got 3 years in the league. He's got 3 Super Bowls. He is the 3P. Darian Kennard, I remember scouting him when I was trying to get a defensive tackle for the Dolphins. Dude out of Kentucky. He's a pretty big dude, about 6'6", about 300 pounds, 310. Darian Kennard, big dude out of Kentucky. Just want to highlight that 3 years in the league and 3 Super Bowls, man. You got to give that some credit, man. That's pretty good.
Oh, you don't get better than that. That shows you the kind of class act you got. One last thing on the Buffalo Bills: Taylor Rapp, DeMar Hamlin. Man, I pay whatever I got to pay, man. Both those guys will be gone, man. By March 1st, they're gone, man. They be. I don't care, man. I don't care if they want to pay for whatever they want to play for. No, man, you guys got to go, man.
Nah, I agree. I mean, you had a lot of serviceable people on that back end, but to get to the true Bills defense where they were just an elite defense playmaking in the secondary, I mean, you guys, you had Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Poyer in the back end. You guys got to get back to that. So as much as I love Christian Benford, I just feel he's a good, solid number 2 cornerback. You guys need a true number 1 and 2 good safeties or a dominant safety, and you guys got to shore up that secondary. It did not prove well. McDermott's defense did. They fall into the scheme. They're very efficient and consistent to the scheme, but they just need more playmaking. That's what they've missed. They've missed those guys to playmate. They follow, the schemes on the defense, but they don't have anybody that can turn the ball over, that can really truly be an impact player, like a Jalen Ramsey, like a Justin Simmons in his day, like a Patrick Surtain, somebody who could truly lock down a side of the field and just allow. So it's definitely some tweaks that need to be made. If I look at the offense, to me, I hear everybody saying The Bills, their offense, they didn't really have a true number one. And I don't really want to hear all of that. You know, they've had they've been blessed enough to have an offensive line intact, and really that's half of it right there. Having the
Yeah.
offensive line that knows your quarterback, that can block, they can run block and they can pass block. That should be enough. You can put anybody back. If you got an offensive line that can hold your quarterback upright, then a lot of things can get done. You've got a second round pick in a James Cook that's doing his thing, even though that's, you know, I done heard some things about that. He trying to
Yeah.
get his money, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But you got a
Exactly.
first round pick in Dalton Kincaid. You know, you've got a first round pick in Keon Coleman. I mean, what more do you expect? What more do you expect out of that offense? Offense is fine. Now you have to make sure that defense is on another level, and that starts with getting to the passer. That starts with the coverage. So you got to
Yeah.
get an elite defensive rusher, whether it's an interior guy or edge, and then you have to shore up that back end with a elite playmaker back there as well. And I think the
Exactly.
Bills will
Cook
be all
won
right.
15 million, as Aneska Walker was saying here in the chat box. The guy Cook wants 15 million. That tells me he's ready to get out of Buffalo, because Buffalo should have gave him the ball more during the season instead of letting Josh Allen be the show. I think he's letting you know he's ready to get the hell out of Buffalo. That's why he asked him for 15 million to start. And just to put that out there, you know, and then take off his Instagram and all those other pages.
Right.
He's letting the Bills know he want his money.
Not
If he
getting
playing
15 million. I'm
funny,
not giving him 15 million.
yeah, you know that he's ready to go somewhere else. So that's what he's telling you. I bring Frank Gore Jr. up. Draft me somebody. Get me another back to go with those guys. Ty Johnson. We got somebody for it. I let Cook go. Go ahead, Cook. Go on. We get your 15 mil somewhere else. Get the sure, because the Eagles defense won that game. Make no mistake about it. The defense won the game, and that's what McDermott, being a defensive coordinator, your defense have lost most of the games.
Yeah.
Your defense by now should have been winning the games. You really need to get that safety taken care of. Get you 2 veteran safeties or a good strong rookie to go with a veteran. Keep Cole Bishop as well. I want to see him develop a little more, and we'll talk about this in the weeks to come. But now we got to go to our basketball man, our basketball guru, who's been waiting patiently to come on today with us. Chris Gardner, Houston correspondent, Houston Roundball Review.com. Check him out there. Follow on Twitter at the HR Review. Chris Gardner, welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, fellas. I honestly, y'all can take off that Twitter stuff. I'm not going to do too much on there with that man destroying everything around us.
Oof.
But
Oh yes, thank you for
know,
that. Thank you for bringing that up.
More on Threads and Instagram at Houston Roundball Review.
Gotcha.
But it's doing Rick. Hey Rick, how you doing, man? Good to see you as well. I'm glad to be on here. I love hearing you guys talk football. I'm getting back into football mode because I now have a team worth a damn to cover back in Washington. But because I've been out of the mix for like 20 years. So, but George, I want to thank you for being on the show on the corner with AD on Sunday. So that was great. I really appreciate that. I love how we have the synergy between these two shows.
Yes.
So it's always connection. And George, every time I'm on here, man, I give a shout out to may rest in peace, Max Edison, for putting us together. So it's all connected. I'm blessed to be here, guys. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. Go ahead, J-GILLZ.
Man, well, you know, we right on the break, All-Star break, but really I want to get into it. We got our NBA analyst, Chris Gardner, here. So many trades on the deadline. I mean, man, some of your favorite moves that you saw since last Thursday.
I still haven't recovered from the Luka trade, man. I mean, let me tell the story. I had a long day Saturday for college basketball in H-Town. So I was knocked out by 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock Central Time. My phone starts blowing up. My dad texts me and mentions looking to the Lakers. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, it didn't click in my mind. And I'm like, what's my dad talking about? And then I start getting more and more notifications and stuff. I'm like, oh, snap. This is real. This is not a hoax.
Right.
Nico Harrison, bless you, man, for standing on your 10 toes, but I don't know about that trade, man. We'll see. Mavs got a short window now, and they got a man in return, AD, who's already out for another 4 weeks. I don't understand that one. Man.
Yeah,
wasn't that trade more about attitude? About he just didn't like the guy, Nico. He just didn't like. He didn't like that the guy didn't stay in shape and always was.
But even if that's true, George, look, he got a return. He got a man who can't stay healthy, but Nico had his mind set on AD for years. he wanted AD for years. In spite of AD being injury prone, injury prone, dealing with injuries a lot. It's not his fault his body breaks down on him. You know, some folks just don't have it like that. But to give up Luka, who's younger, and you want to say he's out of shape, but he's still all NBA out of shape. Exactly. So y'all are saying he's out of shape. He's still all NBA. And now he's going to the Lakers. If he learns from LeBron to take better care of his body, man, I'm telling you, boy.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, Chris. When you look at Anthony Davis, and I mean, you got to understand where the Lakers are right now. So the Lakers, I mean, this isn't the Lakers team that we saw from years past. The Lakers are sitting at the 4th seed. When's the last time we could say that at an All-Star break? The Lakers are sitting at the 4th seed. You know, not staring at a play-in, not an 8th or a 9th seed, not a 10th seed, but actually sitting at and in the loss column, really sitting at the 3 seed, tied with the Denver Nuggets in the loss column. You have to give the Lakers credit. So where they were, you know, they were in contention, and now you go and allow them to get a even younger all NBA player, a standout MVP candidate every year, a walking 30 and 10 every game for AD. Oh man, I just didn't think that was wise for Nico. But you got to give Rob Pelinka, a lot of credit for nailing that move. And another move, Jimmy Butler. You know, he's been in the news. Him and Pat Riley and all that news. He finally makes a landing spot. And man, we've got to see a couple games with Jimmy on Golden State. And isn't it a sight to behold?
It's different, and I guess the Warriors. I'm kind of going here, fellas. The Warriors for years were like, well, we let Draymond be Draymond, so why not just let Jimmy be Jimmy, and we'll go ahead and take another chance at have 2 dudes on this team, even though it's still Steph's team. The Warriors window was almost closed. This was a desperate move. Jimmy's 36, 37 years old, and then he got his money. Salute to him for getting his money. I'm never mad at a player for getting your money, but watching them against the Rockets, some of the guys they have coming off getting significant minutes. I'm like, who was that dude? Who was he? Who is he? Right. But the Rockets against zone defenses, it's like they have no idea how to beat a zone defense. So if I'm any team worth their salt, I give Rockets offense zone looks more and more, because without Fred VanVleet, they had no clue how to attack his own defense. Wow. Zero.
Yeah, no, we saw the same thing with Golden State before the Jimmy trade. But now, you know, adding Jimmy, he's his own buster. You know, he's able to get to the paint. He's able to get to the line. I think that's a great move for them, and I think that'll get them possibly to the next. I ain't saying they're gonna win a championship, but I think that can get them out the first round.
Oh, it depends on the matchup. You know, in a sense, the Warriors are trying to extend the window for Steph. Yeah. They're not winning a chip with Jimmy without Jimmy. You know, so I admire them for making the move. They didn't give up a lot, but they're not winning a chip. They're not better than OKC. They're probably not better than Denver as long as Jamal Murray can stay healthy, which is, you know, kind of an if too. But the Rockets going on that losing streak, six straight losses, kind of humbled them, made some of the players realize, oh, we got to work. We got to do things differently here. We got to do more than just miss a shot, rebound, and not hustle teams to get victories. When teams match that intensity and make them play in a half court, that's when they struggle.
Absolutely. And before we continue, guys, the Advantage Federal Credit Union Youth Month. Throughout the month of February, we will match your first deposit up to $20 when you open a new youth savings account. Offer is February 1st, 2025 through February 28th, 2025. First deposit for the youth. So this is Youth Month at the Advantage Federal Credit Union. Deposit that $20, deposit whatever amount. Say you deposit $100, for example. That means you'll have $120 in your account, because they will match you up to $20 when you open a new youth account, youth savings account at the Advantage Federal Credit Union during the month of February 1st through February 28th. Gentlemen, continue. Maybe hit it to college basketball. The women, the women basketball.
Let me say it. Juju Watkins is the truth. Man, yes. The show she put on against UCLA, 38 38 points, 11 rebounds, 8 block shots, and 5 assists. And probably half of her 8 block shots were against Lauren Betts for UCLA. Lauren Betts is 6'7". And one of the things I kind of noticed more was glaring in the game against USC. Lauren Betts, be as tall as she is, she brings the ball down too low. Y'all know, if you're a big player, you're a tall player, keep it up high. That's what coaches tell all your big players, because once you bring it down, you shrink. So Juju got a lot of her block shots because Lauren brought it down too low, shoulder level. And Juju said, thank you very much. But great crowd, sold out crowd. Guys, I know it. I hate to sound kind of a Donald Downer on it, but every time I see a great crowd at a women's college game, I look at the nothingness here in the city of Houston for H-Town women's basketball. I just shake my head. And what could be, what should be great sports town. The UH will be making a coaching change in probably 4 weeks, or at least an announcement that they're moving on from the current head coach. Bless his heart, been here 11 years, just to not get it done, getting them to the tournament not one time in 11 years. So they will be making an announcement for a new head coach in about 4 weeks.
That's almost unheard of for a school of that in Houston or Mecca, where you got a lot of ball players coming out of there and right next to and others, the University of Texas, all the Texas ball players, ball players out of that market. It's amazing that you haven't made it once in 11 years under the wow.
And I'll say this: you brought up Texas. Rory Harmon is from Houston.
Really?
Okay, she's from the South area. So, and I don't blame her. Don't get me wrong. There's probably not one legitimate star player in Houston high school basketball for girls hoops who considers going to Houston to play basketball in college. Not one.
Wow, that's sad. And Texas has a real good team this year. They're playing good ball as well. But I'm glad you brought up Juju, because man, I saw it. Man, she showed out the other night. That if they're not eligible to go obviously right now, but obviously she could go into the WNBA right now with her skill set.
Yeah, she's just a sophomore. So I wonder when the players in the league really get into the negotiations, will the players push for allowing college players to enter the draft as a junior or whatever? I wonder if they're going to try to or hang back and say, no, we want to keep our jobs before Juju comes and takes it.
That's true. Because we got the unrivaled league too. You know, that's another where they allow college players to come
another source of revenue. Yep. So it's a great opportunity for women's college players, women basketball players to get a chance to earn some money. And women's college basketball is probably, I was thinking about it before coming on with you guys, maybe 6 teams have great chance to win a championship.
Absolutely.
USC, UCLA, South Carolina, Texas, LSU, Notre Dame, UConn. I think UConn's probably not quite on that level of the other 6, but we got parity at the top of the game, so that's great because there for a while there, it was UConn every year. That's UConn. That was it. That's UConn. So that's good to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Notre Dame, with the young girl coming back from the knee injury, she's really made a difference to their team this year. And the Hidalgo, I've always been impressed with her at the guard position.
Olivia Miles is legit.
Yes.
She is legit. She's probably going to be the second pick in the draft after Paige Becker. But Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo, that backcourt, some folks question if they could fit together. They have done a great job. And shout out to Neil Ivey, head coach to Notre Dame, for making them mesh, and they're rolling.
They are.
You think she'll be you think she number 2 pick?
Probably most mock drafts. I have no problem with her. My biggest problem is there's no ace on team to pick her. That's my thing. So
I was hoping that she'll drop to 3, go with Angel Reese in Chicago.
That'd be something. That would be something because they do need a point guard.
They need a guard. They got the bigs. You just need the guard, facilitate, get a shooter, and they right back in the mix.
But it's great that we're talking women's hoops, WNBA in this February. That's great, man. Yep.
Absolutely. And you're going to be at the Final Four and everything for women's basketball as we get into that coming up?
Unless the UH men are in the Final Four in San Antonio. If they are, then I'll be in San Antonio.
Okay. Well,
I've been a proof of both. So
there you go. They got a chance to get there. They got a chance to get there, Chris. And tell you what, we're going to have you back in the coming weeks to talk more basketball as we get closer to the March Madness, which is right around the corner now. And we'll look forward to having you back on Real Deal Sports Show. And last but not least, let people know how they can get in contact, how they can follow you.
It's always my pleasure, George, and I always appreciate you inviting me to be on here with you guys. HoustonRoundBallReview.com, Houston Roundball Review on Threads, TikTok, Instagram. It's just my pleasure to talk hoops with everybody. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. And always.
Much love, Chris. Much love.
Y'all take care, man. Be safe.
You too. Have a great week.
Thank you.
All right, J-GILLZ, as we wrap up the weekend review, and BacSpin coming in with us as well on this weekend review. Any other closing comments on Super Bowl week?
Man, it's just an excellent week, excellent game. People were stunned. I hope everybody was safe last night in Philly, as they did their parade there. I know a lot of folks from Rochester went down there to celebrate their Eagles. So I just hope everybody was safe on the return. And, man, now we gearing up for another season starting up July, August, and it'll culminate right in San Francisco, the Bay Area, for Super Bowl 60. Man, the countdown continues.
Exactly. The countdown definitely continues. The Fanatic says that the WNBA had a great one-on-one tournament.
Oh, yeah.
The NBA needs to add that to their, All-Star weekend where they got the different teams playing right now and look like a bracketed format. Your comments on that?
Man, I don't know what the new wave is. Adam Silver, I guess he's trying to find more views, more viewership for All-Star Weekend. I just wish it would go back to, just two teams playing, the East and the West. I enjoyed the captains thing. That was cool too. But just two teams and just play an actual game, play some defense, play some offense. This is just, I don't get what's going on with the NBA.
No, yeah, it is interesting what they have going on there. Next week, I got to interview Clint Hurt. Check it out. Check the exclusive interview with Clint Hurt out in Challenger Community News. It's the February 6th edition that's on the newsstands now. Check it out online at challengernews.com. Rochester's own Clint Hurt, a defensive line coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, received a Super Bowl ring. Former great Gates Chili standout back in 1996. They won the sectional in 1995 over there at Gates Chili football. And I know Andre Fontenette is trying to turn things around over there to get them back to the sectionals over there at Gates Chili. Right back.
Shout out to my Spartans class of 93, man. Yeah, man.
Oh, 93, you were over there too? Man, what happened? Wait a minute, Ben. What happened to you, Ben, man? It seems like man.
Hey, man, I'll be here, I'll be there, I'll be everywhere, man.
Oh, that's fine.
Now, wait, so were you there when Clint Hurt was at Gates Chili?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yep. He was 3 years behind me.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Okay.
That's fire.
So you just getting going then. Okay.
Yep. Yes, sir, Ski. Man, I'm kind of jealous of y'all boys, That Super Bowl looked like it was the place to be, man.
BacSpin, all you gotta do is just go to the city and you're good. That's it. Just make it down there.
No doubt. One of these Super Bowls, I'm gonna be down there with you boys on Radio Row, man.
Please do it. More than welcome. And you can identify some of these rap artists. I didn't know half of J-GILLZ and the Chelsea. Chelsea was telling me who some of them were. And what was the guy, Brandon Jackson? Isn't he J-GILLZ, the guy, he's in the movies, a comedian?
Actor Brandon T. Jackson, but he did have a stand-up special as well. Brandon T. Jackson.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, he came through. It was a good time.
I see. Y'all brothers, man, y'all have a great weekend. I don't know what I got planned this weekend, but I got to get to this Back in Time Mix show. Y'all know how we do it on the Beat 105.5, man. Sports of all sorts, the Real Deal Sports Show. My brother J-GILLZ, Fanatic out there in New Orleans land, doing this thing. And Radman, appreciate you, brother. Always a pleasure.
Always. We'll catch you next week. And remember to be a good sport.
Yes, indeed. Keep it where you need it, Rochester, New York. The Back in Time Mix show is on the way right here on The Beat.